Negotiation is a series of emotional moments. Whether you try to remove emotion from the situation or not, doesn't matter. You're dealing with a counterpart or set of counterparts that are making decisions emotionally. And so there's going to be a series of emotional moments that occur. Our job as negotiators, in addition to making them the problem solver, showing the understanding, right? We get all those things. In addition to that is we got to be able to ask ourselves, are we intimately in control of the emotions that take place at the table? When they're happy, is it because we said something that made them happy, or did they just happen to become happy? When they're pensive, when they're deep in thought, is it because we prompted it and now they got this emotional reaction of I got to think about it? If they're worried about fear of loss, of losing an opportunity, is it because we prompted it or did it just happen? And the reality is we want to be in control of those moments. When they feel something, we want it to be because we made them feel that way. And right. And then we calibrate those emotions in our favor. And so this is all about influence. And I know a lot of people struggle with what's the difference between influence and manipulation. The reality is they're essentially synonyms. The difference between the two is intent. If your intention is to manipulate and take advantage, you might sneak into one of these classes, but there's a really good chance we're not going to work with you one-on-one and help you really reach the next level because we don't deal with narcissists. But if you want to build trust and develop an understanding that leads to that influence, you're in a different realm. And so intent is really the difference between the two. And tactical empathy is how we execute this stuff. And so the other thing to always keep in mind as well is there isn't a rigid sequence. I wish that I could lay out a step-by-step, here's this skill and then use this skill and then use this skill and then use that skill. And it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. And if you've had enough exposure to the Black Swan Group, what you probably found is questions that get asked, especially if they get answered by like myself, Sandy, Derek, or Chris, right, whoever's on the screen, you're probably going to get 3 different answers to the same question. And the reality is all 3 answers are right. Some of it is, what are you comfortable with? Where's your knowledge level? And then what works really well and naturally for you, right? 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell you to use a label. 9 times out of 10, Chris Voss is going to tell you to use a calibrated question. How you phrase it, how you drop it in, and what your tone sounds like is really where the rub is at. And so situational awareness is a big part of what fits best in the moment.